International Space Station. Do you copy?
Kids in summer camp at Kopernik Observatory used a ham radio to talk to an astronaut aboard the International Space Station today. The week-long camp is called Welcome Aboard the ISS, where students learn about satellite orbits and radio communications in preparation for their call with the astronaut. Since the space station is traveling so fast, the radio contact only lasted about 10 minutes, but during that time, the students got to ask questions of astronaut Matthew Dominick. Executive Director Drew Desker says the ultimate goal of the experience is to spark creativity and interest in STEM.
To be able to actually talk to one of them and ask them their experience about what did it feel like to be on a rocket ship, or what kind of work you do, how do you stay healthy, aboard the ISS. Just giving them an opportunity to ask a question that they wanted to ask.
The campers were joined by their families for the radio call. Throughout the rest of camp, the kids will get to create their own makeshift antenna that could contact the ISS. The kids asked questions like, what does a sunrise in space look like? And does every meal you eat come in a bag?
Zulu Romeo Oscar, do you copy? Over.
Zulu, Romeo, Oscar, NA1SS, loud and clear. How do you bow me?
11 minutes. That's all the time campers of Kopernik's Welcome Aboard the ISS camp had to contact in-space astronaut Matthew Dominick as the International Space Station flew over the southern tier.
Well, arguably, this is sort of like, if you got a chance to ask a question of your hero, you'd certainly jump to that. And this is sort of that kind of an opportunity.
This is Andy. Does the ISS have any engine powering it forward? Over.
Leading up to today, campers have been learning what it takes to become an astronaut, the training to prepare for a mission, and the work that takes place on the ISS. Using Kopernik's amateur radio station to directly communicate with the radio station aboard the ISS. They asked about life in space, Dominick's job, and even what inspired Dominick to become an astronaut. For camper Kata Reynolds, one thought came to mind.
When you go up into space, the astronauts, they lose muscle mass and bone density. But if you use artificial gravity, it could just basically solve most of those problems.
But it wasn't just a remarkable day for the campers. As Desker says, the chance to speak to someone in space is like no other.
For me, it was just the fact that I'm talking to somebody who's in outer space. I mean, that is just, unbelievable.
Reporting in Vestal, Mike White. Fox 40 News.
So this is the International Space Station. They are talking to kids at Kopernik Observatory in Vestal, New York.
And so we use the energy of the sun to drive the solar arrays charge the batteries run the electrical devices that scrub the carbon dioxide out of our air and put back into oxygen for us. So ideally we keep it all here. Of course, everything's a little bit leaky, so we do launch more air up to the space station for us. But we pretty much just keep reusing it. Over.
And you'll see I have to keep shifting the frequency because as the International Space Station traverses the sky, we get Doppler shift. So right now the kids are asking questions. We can't hear the uplink.
Yes, most of our good company.
And we're starting to lose them.